Hello wrestling fans, I am Justin Parker, the voice of New Pro Wrestling, and this is yet another edition of the Newsroom, bringing you the scoop, the skinny, the scuttlebutt, all things hip and happening, both old and new, in NPW. Of course, the buzz is aplenty, and the busy worker bees are finalizing all of the necessary details for NPW's Clash at the Calet, presented by Wild Zero LLC, Saturday, May 27th at the Oneida Calet Civic Center in Oneida, New York. Now, a number of matches have been announced, including one particular tag team matchup that pits Old School versus New School. Black and Yellow, the team of Corey Jackson and Ting Shi, are not a random assemblage of wrestlers put together by a matchmaker in hopes of creating exciting tag team wrestling. No, they are the very best of friends. Ever since starting together at the Institute of Professional Wrestling in Syracuse, New York, Corey and Ting have designed their careers around one another, knowing that their destiny is to be a great tag team. Their unmatched charisma, technical ability, and synergistic relationship have paid dividends, captivating audiences absolutely everywhere that they've gone in their short 3-year professional career. Now, of course, their talent isn't what's at question here. Talent like that inevitably breeds a confidence. And the confidence mixed with inexperience could be their undoing as they face what could be their toughest challenge to date. Of course, we're referencing two men who are accomplished singles wrestlers as well as tag team wrestlers, no strangers to one another, not just because they've been tearing up the independent scene for the last few years, but because they also came up in the wrestling business together. Of course, I am referencing your captain Nick Ando and the rain on your parade Cloudy, better known as High Seas. When we look at the prominence that tag team wrestling has in the current professional wrestling landscape, and those that blaze the trail to help get us here, it is impossible to leave out the name of Cloudy. Having taken part in tag teams like Up in Smoke, Cloud Lee with Brody Lee, and the faction that hosted a who's who of great professional wrestlers, Special K, Cloudy has been in the business for over 20 years, spreading his incredibly unique athletic style that mixes with this brash, cocky attitude. One could say that he certainly deserves the chip on his shoulder for having been a pivotal part in the independent professional wrestling tag team scene. Not to be outdone, your captain Nick Ando is a fierce singles competitor. Half the time he seems like your party captain, but the other half the time he is steering through choppy waters hoping to land that harpoon, the most vicious spear that I personally have ever seen. Black and Yellow have their work cut out for them in no uncertain terms. They have all the youthful exuberance and confidence of those who are ready to take on the world, but will they be able to channel that energy into something productive, a victory over two seasoned veterans, professional wrestlers by the textbook definition? This is sure to be a great tag team matchup. As first announced on From the Hip with Brute Van Slyke and Garrett Holiday, the challenge has been accepted, and the main event for NPW's Clash at the Calet has been signed. It will be Edge of Hope, Saren Rain and Matic versus Hired Gun Inc., Big Iron Brute Van Slyke, and Garrett Holiday. Edge of Hope, calling themselves the voice for the voiceless, the hope for the hopeless, and the credible threat to the rules that you set, have not mixed words whatsoever about their intentions for Clash at the Calet. Their main objective? To inflict as much physical harm on Brute Van Slyke and Garrett Holiday as humanly possible, in an effort to assert themselves to the top of the pecking order in NPW, as well as embarrass Brute Van Slyke in his own hometown. Now, of course, Brute's never going to back down from a fight in his own backyard, and Hired Gun Inc. have collectively vowed to draw first blood in this contest, and I, for one, take them at their word. Now, of course, there are a number of variables to consider in this particular matchup with so many competitors involved. You have the experience of Brute Van Slyke, who has traveled the world, picking up bits of wrestling knowledge everywhere that he has gone in his career. You have Matic, who is thirsty for competition wherever he can get it. I personally know of a day where Matic will be wrestling 3 times for 3 different promotions. You have the sly, fox-like nature of Saren Rain, who seems to be as devious as the day is long, but also very skilled bell to bell. And of course, there's the no-nonsense, in-your-face, never-back-down attitude of Garrett Holiday, who will swing for the fences until his arms are incapable of doing so. One thing is for certain in this explosive main event: all 4 of these professional wrestlers, these great competitors, will leave everything that they have on the mat at the end of the night in hopes of getting the win. These exciting matches and many more as New Pro Wrestling and Wild Zero LLC present Clash at the Calet. Saturday, May 27th at the Oneida Calet Civic Center in downtown Oneida, New York. The doors open at 5 o'clock with a showtime of 6, and tickets are still available at OneidaCalet.com just for the low price of $15 for adults and $7 for children ages 10 and under. Of course, you should follow New Pro Wrestling across all social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to catch the announcements as they are made. Leading up to the action, Saturday, May 27th. I am Justin Parker, the voice of New Pro Wrestling, and we will see you at the matches.